Been a busy week, so I'm doing this video from my car at work on my lunch break. Hello again, this is Rob with the Page of Horrors. Okay, so it's a cold, wet, windy, crappy day outside, and it made me think of this movie that opened last weekend that we went and saw. Fantasy Island opened last weekend. Now, I saw the trailer for this when I was watching Rise of Skywalker, and I thought to myself, wow, they're doing Fantasy Island. Fantasy Island was a TV show in the 70s that starred Ricardo Montalban as Mr. Rourke, and it was a show about a group of people that would go to an island, and Mr. Rourke would grant whatever fantasies. They would write him or whatever, get a hold of him and say, hey, this is my fantasy. They'd come to the island as a group. He would grant their fantasies, and during the course of the show, the fantasies didn't always go as they planned, and by the end of the show, they learned some kind of life lesson. And that was the basic premise of the show. Pretty simple, but I mean, the show went on for years, and I watched it every time it was on. So when I saw that they were doing this movie, I thought, okay, that's an interesting concept because they could do a lot with it. Boy, was this one a swing and a miss. This is going to be quick because I don't have that much time, but the cast that they had did a good job, and they had the opportunity to do a decent movie with this, with this concept of people coming to an island getting their fantasies done. But I think what happened was, it's by Sony and Blumhouse, which brings you primarily your PG-13 horror movies of late. And I kind of think that's where they went wrong. Like I said, the cast was good, but it just got sloppy plot-wise. They did the part with the fantasies well. It actually took me a couple of days after I saw it to really figure out how I felt about this movie, because I really loved the TV show when I was a kid, when I watched it. So I think that kind of tainted my outlook when I saw it at first, because it really didn't bother me. But as days went by, the more I realized how crappy of a movie it was. And I think what it was that they were trying to make it into a horror movie. If you're going to go with a thing about people living out their fantasies, there was a girl that wanted to get revenge on somebody that bullied her in school. There was a guy that he wanted to be a soldier. There was two brothers that wanted it all, whatever the hell that means. And there was a lady who wanted to fix a regret that she had in her past. The problem that they had with it was that they tried to make it into a horror movie, and it just didn't gel. It didn't go together. The plots got messy. It lags in the beginning for a while. I mean, for probably a good 30-45 minutes, I was sitting like this, waiting for, something to happen. And then they started throwing in these plot twists that made no sense. I really wanted to get this video out before this weekend because I wanted to save anybody the trouble of going to see it. Don't pay to go see this movie. It's really not worth it. If you catch it for free, fine. You could put it on in the background while you're doing your laundry or something. Just skip it. This one is bad. I'm giving it a solid D. They had something they could have done really good with, and they shit the bed in this one. So don't bother. Skip it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate your support.